Good morning, good afternoon, Maria Lourdes. Just wanted to go ahead and address some of the questions you had in the email. I know yesterday was a lot of information, so let's break it into bite-sized chunks. We're going to start with the information for the daily checks, things that that I want you to check on daily. And your first question here, specifically from Cheap Gamer. So, from this particular website, just to answer the question you asked specifically, in this example, Battleborn PS4, this Asia ED is Asia Edition. So this is actually the edition that comes from overseas. This is the Japanese/Chinese version of the game. This one is a no-go. PlayAsia is a big distributor of video games overseas, but we cannot generally use their games. There are rare occasions where their games, even though the Japanese or Asian edition is the main type they carry, the one that's being sold here is the same as the international version. So on occasion I have sold those games, but for the most part we avoid Asian edition games that are sold from PlayAsia, so that's a no. Lords of the Fallen PS4, this one's a good one. 1315 via Amazon. Now, this would qualify as an Amazon to Amazon flip. So when you see something like this that's being sold by Amazon, typically, you say, well, leave it alone. Amazon's got a really low price. But what I have done is I've taken games like this, and to bring it up and to do a search, where are you? Here. What I like to do is I'll look for that game on Amazon, and I see Lords of the Fallen Complete Edition and Lords of the Fallen. So assume it's the standard version if it doesn't say Complete Edition, Collector's Edition, etc. And a lot of times those special prices are limited. So right here it's already back to $17.80 when it was as low as $13.15. Seeing that this was sold by Amazon exclusively for Prime members, so everybody does not get this price, only their Prime members. What I like to do is just to check to see what the other sellers are selling for over here. Okay, if the price is high enough over here, then I would be interested in a deal like that. But this $17, $17, there's no margin there. So that's also a no-go. But that type of deal would have been okay. So something like this, when you see Cheap Gamer given information like this, those I am generally interested in finding out about. So this one would have been one to make a note of, even if I don't go with it later on. That just happened to not work out. But something like this, definitely make a note of it. So, do I make a note on this for you? Yes. Except like when I mentioned this PlayAsia, so that's a no because that's the Asian edition. How do I go through the Instagram site and Twitter site as you did this morning? So let's take a look at that. What I did with Twitter is right from the Cheap Gamer website. I scroll down. Right. Oh, it looks like I got something trying to take over my computer. My goodness. You gotta have antivirus in this day and age. Okay, so I'm at the Cheap Gamer website. What I do is, on the right hand side, there's a CAG on Twitter. CAG, Cheap Blank Gamer on Twitter. So what I would say is each day, click on that link to bring up Twitter. So therefore the deals will be nice and in a linear format that you can scroll down one by one and see what each one of them is. And if something seems to fall in line with what we would normally do, you would then click on the link and follow through. So this is a console. I don't do with consoles, money in consoles generally. That looks like that's a Xbox Live. Xbox Lives or downloads. That's a no-go. Goat Simulator Xbox One is free for Xbox Live. That's a download. Something to do with the map. Pre-orders. I don't do pre-orders because there's no money in pre-orders. Another pre-order. Flashback to pre-order. Controllers. Rush Hour Wholesalers. This guy has a third-party seller like I am. No. Used. Nope. Used. Nope. Just repeating the same thing for different systems. Used. Nope. But the point is, you clicked on the Twitter feed right from the Cheap Gamers website, and here are the game deals lined up. So GameFly or used games. Ignoring that. Used. PCDD. PC digital download. These are all no, because these are digital downloads. eShop, the Wii U eShop, those are digital downloads. Next one looks like it might be something. Super Street Fighter 4, 3 edition for the 3DS. Oh, eShop. Nope. Digital download, another eShop. eShop, console, refurbished. PSN is the PlayStation Network. That's, hold up, lost my place. Wow, it jumped way out of place. What in the world? Okay, getting back on track. Okay, there's the console. Nothing to do with video games. Rodeo the Sky Soldier, Wii U 1926 via Amazon Prime. Now, this is a possibility because that's a game. So if you were checking it out, click on the link. And just to get a sense of the other prices on the side, nothing there. 1902, 21, 22. Not interested. But that was actually a game. So, going back to your questions, how do you go through Instagram site and Twitter site as you did this morning? That was Twitter. Twitter I go through via the Cheap Gamer site. Instagram I go through on my own. And Instagram works a lot like this. So, I come over to Instagram. I have an account, so I log in. How you get in doesn't really matter. I don't even think you have to be logged in Instagram. But once we're inside of Instagram, I search for Target clearance. Okay, keyboard doesn't seem to be keeping up. It's like it's auto-correcting my typing. Target clearance. So I go through and check the different ones that come up. Hashtag Target clearance. It's funny, I was looking at the L840. Okay. And then I just go through the different ones. So, $149 if I can make that out. Now $37.54. Whoa, 70% off Graco Pack and Play clearance find, $37.54. Here's the DCPI number. I come over to finally.com. Inventory and checker. Drop that, paste that in DCPI number in. Put in my local zip. Put a 100-mile radius and hit check. I'm going to elaborate on this zip code later because we started off compiling a list of these zip codes, but I'm going to create a video just for that. That's going to take some time to do, but to tell you what's happening with those. Okay, so putting in this zip code, because these are the ones near me, I see that there are quite a few around, and there is a good price in my neighborhood. So what I would do in this case is go ahead and make a note of this one on the list. In fact, do I have? Let's see if I have. I am not seeing it. I am now not sure. Nah, that's something else. Wait a second. I want to show you. Essentially, they that sheet that you produced. Why don't I have? The product research spreadsheet. So in other words, go ahead and, as you would the other deals, and the spreadsheet you created, make a note of that one. Where are you? Just the way you already know how to do. And check it on Amazon to see the other information, which I don't even think we did this the other night, but I'm just going through it since this is kind of what I really would like you to do. It appears to be this one, but boy, we really like this one. Manor, San Marino. So San Marino, and this is why this is key. What I notice in Baby, a lot of times Target has a lot of versions that only they carry. No reviews, no Prime. So since this San Marino is the one that it is, you put the price. I don't need to tell you this part. You already do this.